Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rom back at you with yet another car video. Let me adjust this just a bit. I learned the game from the Diesels. The Diesels. And let me explain who the Diesels are. Now, for those familiar with Master Teacher BGS's, which should be a book about the octane models, and he had applied it to women at first, but then he did one for the men. Now the octanes are different classes of women, like starting from the 85 octane. You know, those are lower class women. 87s, those are more the working class. 89s, those are kind of semi-professionals and stuff. You know, the 92s, those are the attorneys, managers, and all of that. The 100s, those are the women who dealing with ballers and everything. And then he talked about the Diesels. Now the Diesels, those are sex workers. Those are sex worker types. And he also did one for men and as well. And then cousin T-Tall, he's been doing a series talking about different levels of men. And on cousin T-Tall's last video, he added the diesel men, and he's supposed to be doing an upcoming video on it, the diesel men. And they're just like the diesel women. They basically, just like the diesel women are like the sex worker types, or they're sex workers, sugar babies, women getting over on men, getting gifts and everything. They really getting over on men. They getting something from men directly, right? You got men who are on that level as well, right? And myself, when you talk about the things I talk about, right? Wait a minute, I gotta make sure this thing don't come on. Okay. I gotta make sure my radio didn't come on, because if I get any music playing, then I can't monetize this joint. Anyway, they the same. Even though diesels are more prevalent among women, you get some guys, and you always know about like male exotic dancers and gigolos, and then those guys that women go to different places and pay for them in islands or different countries. But the diesels I learned from were more the street type of cats who were basically getting over on women. And when I say getting over, they were getting money out of women. They were getting sponsored. Some of them might have been as kept men. They ain't had to work or anything. The women basically did the work. It's actually a form of pimping. Oh, actually learned some stuff from pimps too. But the woman go work. The guy just sit back. All he had to do was satisfy her sexually. And yeah, some people might not say, well, didn't she control him? No, actually she didn't. Basically, think about it. All he had to do was give her some dick. And, she would go ahead, dude, you got that light? Well, it's red now, motherfucker. Anyway, and he still ran it. Nah, but, be those type of guys who, they could be kept men. All the women had to do was, pay for everything, let them drive the car. All the dude had to do was fuck them. Which, yeah, it really is a form of pimping, right? Because she doing all the work, he chilling. And shit. Only difference between them and actual pimps is the pimps don't give them any dick. But you got them, as an associate pointed out, it was a lot of men on OnlyFans. Before he got really big, that's how I found out about it. There's a couple dudes I know on there showing their stuff. Some dudes now. There's one YouTube content creator got OnlyFans and shit. He advertised it. I'll let him share that. For the women, they'll pay for it. Like women will pay for certain types of men, or if you get even in the hood, you got some women paying for some guys. So you got some guys, they will be on some stuff. They fucking all these women and they ain't doing shit. They ain't living in their own place, anything like that, right? And, that's who I learned the game from. See, understand something, man. I learned the game in the streets, man. I ain't learned it online. And the reason I'm even bringing this up, because, whenever somebody say something about me, it always come back to me. And apparently a couple folks call what I talk about theory. Let me just say something. I might have to get out of the usual calm mode. Only some lame ass, never left the porch, dorky ass Bama who's probably a virgin, probably an incel virgin, probably ain't been in 1 second in the motherfucking streets. We call my shit theory. Like, cause when I present my shit to actual street cats, they know it. They recognize it right away. I remember one time, and I told y'all before, I did a seminar for like a group of thugs. Now the guy brought me in because this is one of those vanilla type lame. He was a cool dude, but he didn't really know any game, anything like that. No, really like the deeper stuff. He brought it in, thought I was gonna be telling these thugs what's up. The thugs gave me my book right back at me. They was telling me some stuff. They were telling me some stuff going down. I was like, shit. They were telling me these are the guys who be taking women from men and stuff. Taking women. Be getting over, straight up punking them and shit. These are guys people be calling Pookie and Ray Ray and shit. Cause I say it is overrated, but it still happens. But those are the cats I was learning from, man. And the thing is, a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't get it because they're not in that world. First of all, to really be in that world, that's some raw shit. That's some predatory shit. It's all about getting over in that world or survival in that world. It's not the vanilla world where two people meet, they get married, go out and shit. Shit, that's where you really see the shadow world. And I didn't really think about it like, to me it was normal until I really got out here and really started talking to people. And that shit ain't disappeared. Cause let me hit on something else. Cause you get a detractor. You say, you don't know what's going on out here. Motherfucker, I don't sit in the house. And I tell you what, anybody really think that? Let's go in some hoods, any hood in America. Let's go in some hoods and walk around and see which one walks through with respect and which one gets his money taken from him. Because there's usually some dorks anyway be saying some dumb shit like that because they don't know. Yeah. Does anybody hang out with me personally? They see what's up. I remember when I was down in Atlanta back in the fall and stuff, doing something with a friend of mine, working on something. We were doing some stuff in some rough areas. I ain't gonna get into what it was, but shit. If you're in Atlanta around that Greenbrier Mall area and stuff, and some other, I forgot what they call it. I forgot what that area was, but anytime you go past a motel and you got nothing but pimps and prostitutes hanging outside of it, it was a rough ass there. I was just like, damn. But I was cool. Shit. But nah, that's how I learned. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. A lot of people, and I've said this constantly, and I will probably say this, a lot of people need to get out there in the streets, the real streets. A lot of people, because I notice a lot of people, especially online, a lot of men especially, they think they know something, but if you really ask them, all they've done is just watch some videos. And if you say, well, okay, what hood you from? What street you hung out in? If you ask them that, like if I got somebody got a problem here, you got a problem with what I'm saying, introduce it first by where you've hung out. And not just one time, like you grew up in this area and it was a grimy ass area. And you've been around some grimy ass hustler type motherfuckers. See, I understand something, man. When you deal with the streets, man, the real streets, man, it's a whole, as Cousin T-Talk called it, whole shadow thing. It's a whole different vibe. If you hang out in those areas, you gotta be on something totally different. You got a lot of people talking about what they got against game, but you gotta have game to survive because you're around predators, you're around people who just reading you, and there's a lot of people, they on that, and that's who I learned that shit from. And like I said, I told y'all where I started out, like Anacostia, Anacostia, North Michigan Park, If you're from DC, got peoples over by Benning Road, by the shrimp boat. You know? When I was young, even in Anacostia, I had friends in Berry Farms. Man, that's all changed because of gentrification and shit. But even up to this day, I'm only 20 minutes away from Edgewood, Maryland. Harford County, Joppa. You know, they still got some stuff. Or sometimes if I go in Baltimore and stuff, Dundalk, East Point Mall, you know. In fact, when they had those Freddie Gray, I'll say protests. I ain't gonna use that other word. A few years ago in Baltimore, you know, it's kind of interesting that some of the pictures that were national actually knew some of those people. In fact, there was one picture of a bunch of gang members uniting, and I actually knew 3 or 4 people in the picture very well. Yeah, so, you know, when somebody's trying to say, oh, Rom, you don't know what's going on. Dude, I'm out in the streets. I'm out in the streets more so than anybody. Anybody who fuck with me or got in the street in them can see that shit. And plus, I gotta, God, didn't make that turn. I ain't Bogart enough. But anybody who's like been out there, all right, dude, you can miss my motherfucking shit. Anybody who's really been out there and stuff, they know. And see, I got to anyway, even if I didn't want to. I got 2 teenage sons and shit, man. I gotta know everything going on, even there. If I gotta know what the fuck is happening with 10th graders in high school, then I can know whatever. Anybody try to say something new, cause my youngest son got about 7 women on his tip, 7 little girls on his tip. And my oldest son, he be getting attention from some older women. And that's another thing too, man. Let's just get raw with it, man. When you grow up in certain areas, been in certain areas, or been around certain areas, you see all that other shit that people don't want to talk about. You know, like that 40-year-old woman look like she like a church mom or something, but she fucking like that 20-year-old lawnmower guy. Or that young boy or something. Or some of these teachers be fucking a young boy, or, you know, some shit where, you know, people... some women looking to dip into that shadow world and everything. That shit don't stop. Ain't no change. And anybody who don't understand that already know they don't get out. They just some lame ass dude. Just some lame ass dude chilling somewhere, thinking they know something. Yeah, I said lame. Anybody got a problem with it, man? No, don't discuss it. Hit me up privately. I'll tell you where I am at. Seriously. And I'm going to go to that because, see, here's the thing with it, though. Here's the thing, and why I'm even bringing it up. You got people out here in the real world and shit, man. I'm in the real world. I've had guns in my face before I was 10 years old, man. And I've gone through some shit, man. In fact, it's kind of fucked up that shit wasn't really just peaceful in my life until recently. I've been through too much shit. So when somebody try to act like, well, that don't happen, man, bring your ass out here, man. Shit. I seen some shit that make some of these lame ass motherfuckers puke. So, I mean, and yeah, I got a little, if I sound like a little more animated over it, man, you know, when you come out here in the real world, you see too much. People don't realize, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of people in some fantasy. They got to realize how grimy shit is out here, even on a professional level. Because, like, if you, even with those professional, that high class stuff, the only difference between them and maybe the regular streets, the hood, the high class motherfuckers know how to hide their shit way better. There be some scuzzy ass shit happening. They just hide their shit a whole lot better. You know? Even the women who they deal with. Now, they might not deal with the Pookie and Ray Ray if they upper class. But trust me, as a BGS once said, you got Pookie and Ray Rays in all social classes. You know, you got some dudes. Sometimes the scuzziest dudes be the ones who got the most money. Real talk. But yeah, that's why I kind of learned it, man. And, you know, my thing is, when I share what I know with people, it's basically giving them as much of the good part without giving the grimy part. Because I'm going to tell you what. That's why I said one time in a couple podcasts, if somebody really want to become red pill, really, sell all your shit. and go to some city you ain't never been in, you don't got no peoples in or nothing. And for sometimes you get some grammar police when I say peoples. Well, that's how we say it around the way. So peep the game. So, but seriously, if it's basically like this. Two things gonna happen. Either you gonna improve, get some street smarts, or you're gonna die. Either one. So if you survive, you'll be better off for it. So anyway, though, that's all I got, man. And when I say I learned some stuff from it, you know what? It ain't to brag or sound superior, man. It's just life. That's how it was, man. Like I said, man. Anytime Child Protective Services had to jump into my household when I was 10, I seen some shit, man. And I seen some other shit I ain't even discussing. Because some of the shit I could talk about, let's just put it like this. Some motherfuckers or some motherfuckers don't want to listen to what I say. That just shows they don't want to deal with life, and these be the motherfuckers who get played. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what. A lot of dudes who try to act like it, even some content creators, I ain't gonna call any names, but if you would have put some of the women that I know how they could play a man, they get played. They would get played, and I could tell them exactly how. Because there's a way women play every single man. Every single man. They play him easily. They play him easily. And I might have mentioned it in a video before, but seriously, you gotta learn it. That's the best way, man. You gotta get out there get in a work situation. If you don't want to move or something, get a part-time job in a situation where you got a lot of hood types. And let's be real with it. That ain't just in the black community. I know some people think it's just a black community. Well, shoot, where I live, you got a lot of hood white people. And trust me, they on the same ass shit. You got a lot of hood ass white people where not where in the exact city, but if you spread out, get closer to Baltimore, they running that same shit. They running the same motherfucking game. So if you don't want to move and all of that, like I said, just get a hoopty car, or maybe take the bus, depending on where you at, and go work at some place where it's totally hood. Trust me, you'll get schooled. That'd be the best lesson for you. So anyway, though, that's all I got. I'll talk to y'all. Peace.